With the release of Thor, Love and Thunder, Mjölnir has returned to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, after an absence of about 8 years. Since we last saw it being hurled into space by Thanos at the end of Avengers Endgame. In 2019, it's been fun to see the public's reaction to its return online, especially with some people expressing their surprise that the mighty hammer is made of pure Uru metal instead of vibranium. However, those who are well-versed in Norse mythology will have no trouble understanding why Mjölnir is made from Uru. For those unfamiliar, though, Uru is a special metal originating from the dwarven realm of Nidavellir and is said to be one of the strongest materials in all of Norse mythology, with some even claiming it to be indestructible. But if Uru is so strong, then why did the dwarves make Mjölnir out of it instead of vibranium? Well, the answer lies with the wielder of Mjölnir throughout most of Marvel history, Thor Odinson. You see, while Thor may be the most powerful member of the Asgardian pantheon, he is far from being perfect. In fact, his flaws are quite similar to our own in many ways, such as his arrogance and his inability to control his temper. This often caused him to abuse his power, which made Odin, his father, and the king of Asgard very worried for the safety of not just the 9 realms, but also Midgard, or Earth, as we know it. So when it was time for Thor to receive his legendary weapon, Odin made sure to take his son's weaknesses into consideration. But how could he do this? Well, the answer lay with the legendary dwarven blacksmiths known as the Brothers of Bow, who were renowned throughout the cosmos for their exquisite craftsmanship and mastery over metals. When Odin approached them with his request for a powerful weapon for his son, they understood exactly what he meant and went to work. Taking advantage of Uru's natural properties, they forged a hammer capable of channeling lightning that would not only become one of the most formidable weapons in existence, but also serve as a tool to keep Thor in check. You see, in order to wield Mjölnir, one must first prove themselves worthy. What exactly this entails has changed a few times throughout the decades. But the original and perhaps most important requirement is the ability to lift the hammer. And I mean really lift it, not just budge it an inch or two like Beta Ray Bill did in the comics back in 1983. To truly wield Mjölnir, one had to be pure of heart and strong of arm. Otherwise, the hammer would either not move at all or would crush the unworthy in their attempt. This is actually why so many people are shocked to learn that Captain America can now wield Mjölnir. After all, Steve Rogers was never shown to have any Asgardian or other godly heritage before. He was just a normal human being, albeit one with super soldier enhancements. Even still, it seemed nearly impossible for him to channel lightning with the hammer until it was revealed that worthiness was no longer a requirement to wield it. Instead, Odin simply removed the enchantment himself, stating that he believed his son had proven himself worthy enough. However, this doesn't mean that Mjölnir is completely without defense mechanisms. As we learned in Thor, Ragnarok, should anyone attempt to use the Bifrost without Odin's permission, the portal would vanish, sending the trespasser hurtling through space to their doom. Likewise, when Hela attempted to claim Asgard, Mjölnir responded to its true owner by breaking free from her grasp and returning to Thor. These are just 2 examples of Mjölnir's many fail-safes, all of which were put in place by Odin and the Brothers of Bow to ensure that the hammer would only be used for good. So considering all these things, why did the Brothers of Bow choose Uru metal to forge Mjölnir? Well, the answer lies in the nature of Uru itself, as well as the lessons that Odin wished for Thor to learn through wielding it. Forged in the heart of a dying star, Uru was imbued with immense cosmic power, allowing those who wielded it to channel various forms of energy, such as lightning, ice, and even the power of the dead. This made it an ideal choice for Mjölnir, as it would allow Thor to tap into the full potential of his godly heritage and channel his own life force in the form of thunderous blows. But Odin knew that such power could easily corrupt his son if he wasn't careful, which is why he took extra measures to ensure that Thor wouldn't abuse his strength. One of the ways he did this was by imbuing Mjölnir with the spirit of an ancient dragon named Fafnir. You may remember him from the first Thor movie back in 2011, where he appears as a CGI worm-like creature inside the Tesseract. In the comics, however, Fafnir has a much more significant role. Not only does he serve as the guardian of Mjölnir, but he is also the one who grants Thor his powers. In both the comics and the movies, Fafnir's spirit resides within the Tesseract or ether, which serves as a power source for Mjölnir. By channeling the energy of the ether through Fafnir's guidance, Thor is able to access his full potential as a warrior, summoning lightning, enhancing his strength and durability, and even granting him the ability to fly. However, as Fafnir is an ancient and powerful being in his own right, he is not one to be trifled with. If Thor attempts to use the power of Mjölnir for evil or selfish reasons, Fafnir will resist, either by refusing to lend his power or by actively trying to stop Thor from causing any harm. This is something that Thor learns firsthand in Journey into Mystery number 83, when he becomes enraged and tries to strike his father with Mjölnir. Odin intercepts the blow, causing the hammer to burst into flames. Although this isn't necessarily a punishment from Fafnir himself, it is enough to make Thor reconsider his actions and seek out his father's wisdom instead. Ultimately, this serves as a turning point for Thor, helping him to mature and better understand the responsibility that comes with wielding such a powerful weapon. It's clear that Odin knew his son better than anyone else, which is why he designed Mjölnir to not only be a powerful weapon, but also a tool to help Thor become a better hero. By imbuing it with the spirit of Fafnir, Odin ensured that Thor would have the guidance of an experienced and powerful ally, while also serving as a reminder of the importance of wisdom and humility. It's this combination of raw power and spiritual guidance that has allowed Mjölnir to remain one of the most iconic and powerful weapons in all of Norse mythology. We hope you enjoyed learning more about Thor's legendary hammer and the fascinating lore that surrounds it. Now go forth, young warriors, and may your own legends be forged in the fires of adventure and heroism. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe for more content like this. We have lots of videos on the Asgardian pantheon, including one that explains who the Warriors 3 are and another that talks about how Loki came to be the god of mischief. But if it's more about Norse mythology that you're looking for, then we've got you covered there too with series like Norns and Eye on the Weird, which discusses one Norse myth each week. Until next time, peace out.